It's the Friday Talkie. So, Xbox One. If the reaction of everyone I have watched and listened to and read on the interwebs is anything to go by, that one is a sales prediction. People don't like it. What do I think? I watched the reveal. I didn't watch it live. Well, I started watching it live and then I got bored shitless and stopped and went away. And I watched it recorded later on, and I had to do it in two stints, if you like, because I was bored shitless. Actually, the very first thing that struck me about this reveal, as they call it, what was that? Launch, please. Whatever. Reveal? Stupid. It's like they got a sheet over it and here it is. No, yeah, I've got mine already. Yeah, have you got yours? It's a black box. It's a big black box. I don't actually mind black boxes. I have a Philips CDI, and say what you like about them. I think the actual black box is kind of, well, I don't know. I don't mind that. It looks kind of shiny and it's got silver bits, kind of like a PS3. And I don't mind that. The complete lack of adventurous design philosophy, blah, blah, blah. I don't mind. I do mind that it's bloody huge. What that says straight away from the very, very, very start is Microsoft don't give a shit about the Japanese market. That, or they are really bloody stupid, because I was going to say the Xbox One. No, you know, the original Xbox, like that thing I've got down there, didn't sell in Japan, and it didn't sell because it's big, and they don't like big consoles. So when the Xbox 360 came around and they had a chance to sort all of that out and produce something that the Japanese market might buy, they made something even bigger, having been told that the first one was too big. So what have they done now? Have they learned? Have they realised we're losing a whole big sector of the market because our console looks fucking enormous? Let's make it bigger. Yeah. What this is, I think, this kind of, they haven't learned from Atari, basically, or they've used the same consultancy firm. When Atari designed the Jaguar, and I think it was probably maybe not the Jaguar, the Lynx, and I wonder if they were speaking to the same people when they designed the 5200. They did all these questionnaires and forums and I don't know what, focus groups, and people said they thought they were getting better value for money if the products they bought were bigger. So I don't know if that's what happened with the 5200, but certainly with the Lynx, they decided we're in competition with the Game Boy. We've got to charge more because it's a more advanced piece of kit, but so that people think they're getting better value for money, we'll make it bigger. And that's why the Lynx is a big, massive, bastard, stupid piece of junk handheld. And thank God they realised their mistake by the time they brought out the Mark II. Microsoft seem not to have learned anything from this, because their is it a console? Their big black box is big. It's too big to be a games console. It's virtually a piece of furniture. It's wrong. It's a mistake. If it has to be that big to do all the things that you want it to do, then don't do all of those things, because this is a games console. Or I think maybe Microsoft have forgotten that. But we'll move on to that. I wrote out a big list of stuff. And it's kind of incoherent, actually. The big thing that Microsoft made a big deal about this, I mean, there's a little video that's going around on YouTube that was like the Xbox One reveal compressed into 1 minute or something, and it was TV, sports, TV, everyone, there was just fucking TV, great. But then you look into this a little bit more later on after the whole show and you find, well, that's actually only being done in the US. Maybe we'll get it here in the U. I know they're certainly not getting it in Australia for the moment, and probably not in the UK. That'll be later. Yeah. And I don't know how they'd make that work in the UK. For maybe Freeview, they could perhaps hook it. You know, is there going to be a Freeview box built in? I don't know. I don't honestly think they can make it work with Sky TV. I have Sky TV. We've got satellite telly. How in the world are they going to make it work with that? Are they going to build a satellite Sky box thing into it? I don't think so. It ain't going to work. Not in my house, I don't think. But more importantly, who gives a crap? Loads and loads of people have said it already. We can watch TV already. And I know Microsoft are all about that. They're taking all of your multimedia enjoyment things, your fucking TV, your films, your music, your web browsing, all of that, and having it in one unit, and you control it with your voice. I saw a tweet somewhere. Someone was watching they were watching the reveal through their Xbox 360, and they'd got their connected, and the guy said Xbox on or Xbox something or other, and all of a sudden their Connect thing responded to it and dumped them out of the stream. I can't remember who that was, but anyway, yeah, they're all about the voice activation, voice control, and the whole waving your arms about Minority Report style. And it's all integrated. It's all multitasking. You can flip from your game to your TV or your web browser or whatever and back again. From a technological standpoint, I think that's quite impressive. You can do all of these things already. You can do them all on a PC, pretty much. I can watch telly on my PC. I frequently do. I've got Sky Go on there. I watch films on demand. I've got my browser. I've got my music collection and film collection and everything. I can do all of that on my PC. What I can't do is wave my arms at it and speak to it. But guess what? I don't want to. I just don't give a shit. But that's not really a problem. I mean, yes, it can do that. But unless you're forced to do that, and I don't think there's going to be someone there pointing a gun at you saying, wave your arms at it so you can look at your browser while you're playing your game, that's not going to happen. The guy with the gun will not be there. So you don't have to do those things. So that's, with me, that's fine. I don't care about those features, but I'm not going to be forced to use them, am I? I'm sure I can still control things with the joypad, probably. I hope. If they're forcing you, they're more stupid than we already think they are. So it's there's a whole lot of I just don't care. But that doesn't mean I don't think it's an interesting piece of kit. Other stuff. Social recommendations for music, films, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. I just don't care. YouTube, wonderful thing that it is, gives us recommendations. You've seen them? How many have you clicked on? Not many, I'll bet. I use Spotify on my PC for listening to music, and it gives me recommendations, the stuff that the people I know are listening to and like. I don't give a crap. I have different taste in music to about 99% of them. I don't care what they like. They can listen to it and enjoy it, and that's great, but I'm not going to listen to what they're listening to because my tastes are different. So all of this social blah blah blah, I don't give a crap. It's a games machine. I want to play games. But as long as it's not pushed at us and forced on us and made obtrusive, I ain't got a problem with it being there. Skype. I tell you what, Skype actually makes me laugh. There is an advert on the TV at the moment in the UK. Microsoft, we care about your privacy. We take your privacy seriously. Do they fuck? Skype has a whopping great big back door in it. They monitor everything you do on it. There's even a new thing in the Microsoft, what is it, Live agreement thing, where they specify specifically you should not expect any form of privacy on the communication features of the Xbox 360. Yeah, I ain't going to be using that. Well, basically they're out and out liars, because there's a TV advert saying they care about your privacy, and there it is in their own personal agreement saying, not only do we not give a shit about your privacy, we're going to intrude, and you can't do a damn thing about it. And there so many cases. I mean, there was a thing I read on Twitter recently. Someone was using Skype, texting on it, and they tested it basically. They posted in a private conversation a URL to a page on their website. It's a page that you can't just click to and get links to and everything. And it was like password protected, and they included the password in the text message to this person, and lo and behold, a couple of hours later, a Microsoft powered bot had gone to that page and was able to access it with the passwords that had been put in that text message on Skype. Yeah, care about our privacy? Like fuck. So Skype on there. Okay, and this brings us on to another thing. The Kinect. Xbox 360 users, I have heard quite a lot of them who have a Kinect, and to a man, every single one of them has said, I don't use it. There are no games worth playing that support it. It's unreliable. You've got to really wave your arms about to make it recognise that you're trying to tell it something, and it doesn't recognise the speech recognition. Piece of shit. Now, in this reveal, they show that the new Kinect thing is vastly better. Much higher resolution, much better everything. Speech recognition is cool, and you can sit there and do things like that, and it will understand what you mean. I don't give a shit. I don't want to interact with my games console like that, but I don't mind that it can do that. It pisses me off that this will increase the price massively when all I want to do is play games. But that's another thing. It can recognise individual people by the faces. If you're to believe the guy on the video, it can pick up your heartbeat and your vital signs and blah 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 and all kinds of clever shit. Right, okay. And it's connected all the time. It's connected to your Xbox One all the time. It won't work without it. And your Xbox One has got to be connected to the internet. Now, they say, alright, you've only got to be connected. This, I'm getting ahead of myself, is going to be connected. If you ain't got the internet, don't bother getting an Xbox One. I will get to that later. But anyway, so, and they say somewhere or other that they will collect data from your Kinect to assess how you were using it and stuff. They're already collecting data, specific detailed information from Skype. They're taking URLs and going and looking at them. Do you want this box in your living room that they are quite open about they're going to snoop? This thing's got high definition cameras on it, and it can detect what you're doing and who you are. Do you want that in your living room all the time? Right. So what else did they have? Fantasy sports. I don't give a crap. TV guide. I don't give a crap. I can pick up a TV guide. I don't have a TV guide magazine. I don't give a crap. I've got Sky. I can look ahead and see what's on, and everything I want to watch is already set to record in case I forget that it's on. Just don't give a crap. The fact that it can do that, fine. Some of it is quite clever. But I just don't care. I want a games console. This is not a games console. It's like Rich Review Tech USA keeps saying, it's a very glorified TV box. You know, it's a big, very, very, very expensive, very intrusive, it will spy on you in your own home TV remote control. Big Brother may not be watching you, but Microsoft certainly is, and they will be selling to the highest bidder, including the FBI and the CIA. So yeah, Kinect, impressive technology, but by God. The controller, okay, I think the controller's cool. It's not as cool as a PlayStation controller because I like my analog sticks to be parallel. But apart from that, it's good. And you know why? Because they haven't really changed it. They've learned something. Some things, if they ain't broke, don't change them. They seem to have learned elsewhere, if something is broke, make it worse. But with the controller, they're doing all right. I don't have an Xbox 360. I've never used an Xbox 360 controller. I have only ever used the Duke, big fat bastard Xbox controller. But I get on just fine with that. I would rather the analog sticks were parallel, but I can get on with the fact that they're not. It's a good controller. Everyone who's ever used one has said it's a good controller. It's fine. Happy with that. Xbox Live. Yeah, they got, what, 15 million more servers or something. I don't give a shit. I just don't care. Xbox is going to be the next water cooler. No, it's not. It's going to... I don't know. What could you do with that big box? It ain't all, you put water in that. No, I know what they're talking about. It's going to be like a community thing, enabling people to talk about the things they watched on their TV or are watching on their TV while they watch TV. No, it's not. Do you use Twitter? Have you ever used Twitter while watching a TV program where there is a hashtag for that program? It's shite. You're sitting there doing blah 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 and you're missing what's on the TV, and it's full of spoilers and people telling you what's going to happen anyway if they've seen something or other, or they're just saying stupid things and you get angry, or it's crap. Don't do it. It's pointless. There are some things where it is worth doing. I think on political things. I watch BBC Question Time on a regular basis. And Twitter, in that case, is useful for getting comments onto the show or expressing a point of view or something like that. It's a democratic process. And for that, I think, cool. But if I was going to want that interaction, I would use Twitter to do it. Microsoft want a finger in every pie. But personally, I think they're just sticking their whole damn foot in it and making a mess. No. They want to be the centre of everything. They're not going to be. What else was there? There's going to be a Halo live-action TV series that I believe will appear on your Xbox TV. I don't give a shit. I really, really do not. And it's Steven Spielberg. Yeah, now I really don't give a shit. I don't like Steven Spielberg. I don't like his films. It's a games console. Who gives a fly? Yeah, don't care. NFL partnership. Yeah, I'm English. I don't watch English football. I sure as hell don't watch American football. I do not give a crap. I want a games console. Call of Duty. Actually, it looked nice. This was the only... And it was all the pre-rendered cutscenes. We need to see what it can do in real time. They showed a couple of little bits, like there was some of that EA Sports shite. Don't give a crap, and it was all pre-rendered cutscenes. They showed a little bit of Forza, and it was all pre-rendered cutscenes. Let's take it as a given that graphically it's going to be nice. I personally think like PS3 and Xbox 360 graphics already are nice. I know that better can be done because I've seen it done on my own PC before I killed it. The one I have at the moment can't. But, you know, I've seen some nice graphics done and it's a given. So, what do I think of the Xbox One? I tell you what, I think it will be a capable games machine. The biggest problem I have is with this reveal show itself. It was stupid. They were concentrating on all the things that gamers who would buy a games console do not give a crap about, do not want, do not need. That's not the fault of the console. The console will probably be capable. The problem is it's probably going to be a heck of a lot more expensive than it needs to be, because if they took away all of the shit that they've spent millions developing that we don't want as gamers, and just gave us the bit that we did want, which is the bit that plays games, I'm guessing it would be a couple of hundred, whatever currency you care to think of, cheaper. But Microsoft have this utter arrogance, and they've had it for years. They've had it since Windows 95. They think they know best. They think whatever they produce, people will buy because they ain't got a choice. Well, I'm sorry, we've got a choice. And well, Nintendo Wii U sales on Amazon UK, if Rich Review Text details are anything to go by, are up 850% at the moment since this reveal. Everyone's decided, I ain't buying that piece of shit, I want a games console, I'm buying a Wii U. I ain't going to buy a Wii U because I just plain don't like Nintendo games. But that's neither here nor there. With this reveal, they have dropped the ball. The very first thing I thought when I started watching this was, wow, that's a smug bastard, I want to slap him. And then someone else came on and I thought, wow, that's a smug bastard, I want to slap him. And every single person who came on was a smug bastard who I wanted to slap. That's probably just cultural and not even that's the corporate culture. It's not a nationality thing. It's not that they're Americans. Americans are nice people. These were smug bastards because they are corporate twats who think they know best, who think they can tell us what we want. No. If anything, they are going to have to bring out some absolute uber, super duper, mega kick-ass, bloody brilliant games and show us to them and keep showing them, show them to us, I mean. Yeah, because so far what they've done is put off every single gamer. What it looked like to me while I was watching this show was the people who had designed it were probably about my age, and when they were in their 20s they watched Star Trek The Next Generation and they thought, wow, they're talking to that computer and it's reacting. Ain't that cool? I wish I could do that. And now they can. They've got the technology to do that. You can now interact with your computer and talk to it and have it do everything. Like the computer on the Enterprise. And they're like, we can do it now, so we're going to. Won't that be cool? Everyone will love it. What they haven't done is what an awful lot of the rest of us have done, is live in the real world where we realise that kind of stuff just doesn't really matter. I got one of these and I get on just fine with it. And I don't want to sit there going like that, because they obviously watched the Minority Report as well and thought that was it the they watched Minority Report and thought that's bloody awesome. We can do that. And they did, because they could. But there's the thing, just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do a thing. But they did. And they think we want it, but we don't. It's technically really, really clever. It's a very clever box of tricks. But we just want to play games. And there's the thing, they ain't get the war. Yeah, okay, right. God, hear me getting excited now. Excited, agitated. Second-hand games. Yeah, edit. Bloody junk calls. Right, second-hand games. You can play them on it, but you got to pay a fee. Yeah. Well, I don't really need to say anything about that, do I? Excuse me. Everyone who's done a video on this has been jumping up and down and screaming, saying no. Now, either Sony will look at this and say, you fucked up, Microsoft, we're going to wipe the floor with you, and they won't do that and they'll just let us play second-hand games. Or they will both do it and hand everything to Nintendo, who will drop the ball as well probably because they're just not producing enough games, and everyone's going to go and play Android, I hope. Or something like that. I understand their thinking. They are losing a massive, well, they would have us believe, massive amount of money from the second-hand market. I don't actually believe they're losing that much. I think second-hand product is a fact of life when you're selling a product. Imagine if you couldn't buy second-hand cars, if when you had finished with your car you had to scrap it. No. Fee. That's fine. What happens when Microsoft finally conks out one day? You know, a couple of decades down the line, are Microsoft still going to be going? Nah. Are they still going to have the servers that check whether you've got that code? I doubt it. As a retro gaming system, they have rendered the Xbox One worthless. And here's the other thing. To check that you are using legit software, you don't have to have your Xbox One turned on all of the time, but you have to have it. It's going to check once every 24 hours. You have got to be online. So that renders a whole bunch of people completely unable to buy the Xbox One at all. Well, they can buy it, but they can't use it because they don't have internet access. I know several people in the UK where internet access is generally widely available who only have access via a dongle. You know, a Vodafone wireless dongle. And there are quite a lot of people for whom that is the case. They maybe live in rented accommodation where they're not allowed to say, yeah, plug me in with the super duper broadband. They can't do it, and their only option is a dongle, and that's them off the market. They can't buy an Xbox One. It's stupid. And you know, they're going to use this. They're going to check that you've paid for your software and paid for it, given Microsoft the money and not bought it second hand, and they're going to snoop on your Kinect and see what you're doing. Can you imagine? The Kinect thing is actually really disturbing. I mean, a lot of people have their console in their bedroom. You can consider that yourself. Think of the possibilities. You've got this thing in the room, super duper high resolution cameras, motion detection. It's in your bedroom. You do your gaming sitting on your bed, so it's facing you. What the hell? Yeah. And it's plugged in all the time, and it's connected to the internet, and they don't care about your privacy. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. It might be a capable gaming console. No, it will be a capable gaming console. It's got a whole load of shit that it doesn't need, which is going to make it a lot more expensive than it should have been. It's going to be far more intrusive than it has any right to be, or Microsoft have any right to think is acceptable. People might not have been jumping up and down screaming in anger had this reveal focused on the gaming, because as gamers, who are the people who are going to buy it, we don't give a shit about all that other stuff. We do not care. Do not want. Fine, if it's there, but we don't want it, we don't care about it. Give us the games. As a reveal, it's a complete failure. The console might turn out to be quite successful. It might. But Microsoft have really got this reveal wrong. The console might be okay. Microsoft might wake up and realise, went a bit too far with that and pulled back on the charging to play second hand, and maybe step back with the checking every 24 hours, blah blah, and the intrusive, we're going to look and see what you're doing with your connect. If they wake up and back off with all of that stuff, it might be all right. But judging by the attitude and approach and content of that reveal, I think Microsoft ain't got a bloody clue what they're doing. And judging by the response of everyone who saw it and said, I ain't buying that. As for me, I was never going to buy one. Fanboy? Me? No. I have had a PlayStation since PS1, I've got a PS2, I've got a PS3, I've got a PSP. I don't care about the Vita. I don't know about the PS4 yet. I don't know. I mean, they had their show, but I didn't learn anything from it, so I don't know what it's going to be like. I ain't going to buy a Wii U because I just don't care about it. So, but I don't know. I just think this is a glaring example of how the games industry, all the big players at the moment, the manufacturers have gone, they think they know best, they think they can force us to play the way they want us to play. I think they might be in for a big shock, and I hope so, because they deserve it. The arrogance is unbelievable, and I don't like it. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to shut up now. I've got nothing else for you. You know, coming week. Actually, there's not going to be an awful lot coming up for the coming week. Andrea is on holiday from work because school's out. I'm going on a little road trip next Friday, so there will be no Friday Talkie next Friday. I might manage to chuck up some gameplay videos in the week. Interaction from me for the time being is kind of minimal. I got stuff going on. So we'll see. Yeah, that is me done for now. There will be a video coming up after my road trip, so you know, like a week and a half from now, there'll be some good stuff coming up on my other channel, Benway's World. Yeah. Shutting up now. Thank you for watching.